Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today's update is one you truly can't afford to miss, because it's about real money that's finally making its way into the pockets of Australians who've worked, cared, and contributed their entire lives. Yes, we are talking about the new $1,100 Centrelink pension payment, what it means, who qualifies, and most importantly, when you'll actually receive it. If you've been waiting for clear answers, for reliable information, and for a voice that speaks directly to you without confusion, then stay with me till the very end. Because by the time this video finishes, you'll not only understand every detail about this payment, but also know exactly what to expect next. Before we dive in, I want to say a quick thank you for being part of this amazing community. Every like, every comment, every thank you message, it truly means the world. If you're watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon right now, because I'll continue bringing you the latest Centrelink updates and pension news, explained clearly and honestly, just like family. Now let's begin. For millions of Australians, this $1,100 update isn't just another number. It represents hope, a lifeline at a time when living costs are squeezing tighter than ever. Electricity bills are climbing. Rent prices are breaking records. Groceries, fuel, even everyday medication, everything seems to cost more than it did last month. And for many pensioners, that pressure is unbearable. You've done everything right your whole life, worked, paid taxes, raised families, cared for loved ones, and yet, at this stage, you're forced to count every dollar. That's not how retirement should feel. That's why this $1,100 payment is so important. It's not just about money, it's about recognition. It's about the government acknowledging that Australian seniors need real, direct financial support to live with dignity. This new Centrelink boost is being described as a targeted top-up payment, one that's meant to help retirees, carers, and low-income Australians keep up with today's rising costs. And depending on your category, it could make a meaningful difference before the year ends. Now, let's talk about what this payment actually is. The $1,100 Centrelink pension payment isn't a random bonus. It's part of a broader government adjustment program that aims to support seniors, disability pensioners, and carers as inflation continues to hit household budgets. It's structured as a combined increase and one-time supplement, which means some people will see it reflected as a lump sum, while others might notice it added gradually to their regular fortnightly payments. So, for example, if you receive the age pension, disability support pension, or carer payment, you might notice an extra $550 per fortnight for 2 payment cycles, equaling a total of $1,100. Alternatively, some recipients may get the full $1,100 deposited directly as a one-time credit to their bank account through Centrelink, similar to the energy relief payments we've seen earlier this year. Either way, the goal is clear: to help you manage immediate costs before the next indexation review arrives in March. Now, you may wonder, why now? Why is this payment being rolled out at this particular time? Well, several factors came together. First, inflation, while slowing slightly, remains higher than most retirees can absorb. The cost of housing, insurance, food, and healthcare have all climbed beyond the levels that standard pension indexation can cover. Second, there's mounting public pressure. Advocacy groups, charities, and even financial watchdogs have been urging the government to deliver real relief, not just talk about it. The government couldn't ignore the data any longer. More than 1 in 3 Australian pensioners were reportedly struggling to cover essentials by mid-year. So, this $1,100 payment serves as both a short-term cushion and a signal that more permanent adjustments are on the way. Officials have hinted that this could lead to structural reforms in Centrelink's age pension model, with a focus on better aligning payments with actual cost of living increases rather than historical CPI averages. Now, here's the part everyone's waiting for: who actually qualifies. The good news: if you're already receiving a Centrelink pension, chances are you included. That means age pension recipients, disability support pension recipients, carer payment recipients. However, there are a few key conditions that determine the amount and timing. You must be a resident of Australia, currently eligible under Centrelink's guidelines, and have had your payments active or pending during the most recent qualification period, which ran from early October through mid-November. People who only recently applied may still be considered, as long as their claim is approved before the final assessment date, expected to be in early November. If you see a notice titled Centrelink Cost of Living Supplement or Special Assistance Payment, click it. That's where your details will appear. You can also check your Centrelink mobile app, which recently started displaying a new banner for extra payments and bonuses. If your profile shows processing or scheduled, that means your payment has already been approved. For those who prefer offline methods, you can call the Centrelink Older Australians line, though wait times are longer these days, or visit a local Centrelink branch with your ID to confirm your payment schedule in person. Now, let's make this real. Let's talk about the people this payment truly affects. Margaret, a 74-year-old from Ballarat, wrote that she'd been skipping meals just to afford her electricity bills. When she heard about the $1,100 top-up, she said, "It's not luxury money, it's survival money." Another viewer from Perth, a carer for his disabled spouse, told us he plans to use the payment to fix their old car because without it, they can't get to medical appointments. These are not isolated stories. They represent tens of thousands of Australians who've been holding on, waiting for help. For them, $1,100 isn't small, it's everything. Many people often ask, why does Centrelink make everything so complicated? The truth is, the system was designed decades ago, and while technology has improved, the structure hasn't caught up. Different supplements, allowances, thresholds, and categories overlap, creating confusion. That's why clear updates like this one matter. Because people deserve to know, in plain English, what's happening to their money, not in bureaucratic jargon, but in real terms. And to Centrelink's credit, there's been a noticeable effort lately to simplify online systems, to reduce delays, and to deliver payments faster during national adjustment periods. The $1,100 rollout is one of those efforts, a push to make things a bit smoother and fairer for seniors. This payment is not just about short-term help. It signals something bigger, a shift in how Australia supports its aging population. Officials are reviewing the pension indexation model, considering options like quarterly cost of living top-ups instead of just two major increases per year. There's also talk about linking pensions more closely to average weekly earnings rather than inflation alone, which could mean higher, more realistic pension levels in the years ahead. The $1,100 payment is seen by many experts as a trial run for these future adjustments. If successful, it could pave the way for automatic supplemental boosts whenever inflation or essential costs spike above 4%. That's the kind of reform retirees have been waiting for: practical, automatic, and fair. Let's pause for a moment. Because beyond the technicalities, there's a deeper emotional truth here. Many seniors watching this have endured years of financial worry, loneliness, and uncertainty, not because of personal failure, but because the system hasn't always kept up with the real cost of living. You've done your part. You've worked through decades of change, paid your dues, raised families, built communities, and you deserve more than just getting by. This payment, while not life-changing on its own, is a symbol. It's a reminder that your efforts are still recognized, that your voice matters, and that Australia is beginning to pay attention again to those who built this nation. Looking forward, the government has confirmed that the next indexation review will take place in March 2026, but discussions are already underway to introduce cost of living triggers for earlier intervention if inflation rises again. Financial experts suggest that if this $1,100 rollout goes smoothly and shows measurable relief among seniors, it could open doors to regular relief cycles, possibly every quarter. That means future payments could become predictable, not just one-time surprises. And that's what pensioners truly need: stability. Here's what you can do right now to make sure you don't miss out. Double-check your Centrelink details, make sure your MyGov login is up to date, and confirm your bank information is current. Even a small mismatch in your name or account number can cause delays. Also, keep your contact email active, because Centrelink will notify you through digital correspondence before your payment lands. If you're helping an elderly parent, grandparent, or neighbor who isn't comfortable with online systems, take a few minutes to help them log in and confirm their details. This small act could make the difference between getting paid in November or waiting until December. Before we wrap up, I want to speak directly to everyone watching. You are not forgotten. I know the system can feel slow, confusing, even frustrating. But your patience, your resilience, and your continued strength inspire everything we do here. Every single update I bring is meant to empower you, to make sure you know exactly what's happening, and to remind you that you're not alone in this. And if you found this information useful, please subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who might benefit. Because too many seniors still miss out on payments simply because they never hear about them in time. Let's change that together. So, to summarize once more, the $1,100 Centrelink pension payment is rolling out across Australia from mid-November. It's aimed at age pensioners, disability support pensioners, and carers, with small variations depending on your category and personal situation. It's automatic, non-taxable, and won't reduce other benefits. The payment should arrive between November 14th and December 1st, depending on your bank. This update is one of the most meaningful financial supports announced for Australian seniors this year, not just for the money itself, but for what it represents: fairness, respect, and a small but genuine acknowledgement of the challenges facing retirees today. If you've been struggling, please hold on. Help is on the way. Stay informed, stay strong, and remember, every dollar you receive is one you've earned through a lifetime of contribution. Thank you for watching and for being part of this wonderful community. If this update brought you clarity, comfort, or peace of mind, please hit subscribe, leave a comment with your city below, and let's build a space where every senior in Australia feels seen, supported, and valued. Because here, you're not just a viewer, you're family. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. I'll see you in the next update.